Aldo Hoffman of Master School Dances. I apologize if the video is blurry. My wife is busy handling other stuff, so I'm trying to film this one myself. Ooh, this should be interesting, right? So anyhow, I came here to talk to you about this cord that I got from American DJ. It is a IEC. What's cool about it is that it's really flat and thin, like lamp cord. 18 gauge, so you want to use it for LEDs, and honestly, I wish every cord for LED lights was like this, because then it'd be a lot easier laying the cable along the trussing and tying it down. This is cool. AccuCable, if you're listening, please make more of this. Now, let's talk about what it was attached to. That's the handy dandy American DJ Mega Tri60 LED. This is a really cool fixture because you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 individual sources of light, really bright light, and oh, it's glass. Wow, I just realized that. But let's go over the basics, okay? Again, really bright. You can remote control it if you want. Yeah, I can actually see it running there in the background. You can control each individual one depending on which channel mode you use on DMX. You can control each individual pixel on here, so that's pretty cool. And of course, just like every other one of the recent lights, the menu is exactly the same. So this means that, like for example, my Mega Tri-Power profiles, I can, you know, if I'm not using those at an event, I can substitute with these, keep it with the same address, and the programs will all work exactly the same. Now that's pretty cool. Again, assuming that it's on the same channel mode and all that, of course. You'll notice again, it's got the little leggies here, you have your safety rope, but instead of the cables being part of the light itself, they actually dangle out. Now this is cool because then that means that you can continue using it, you know, as an uplight and just stand it there, or you can use it as a regular light. If these were, you know, on here, this would be a lot bigger because you can look inside here and you can tell that it's cramped. Well, let's check out some of the really cool modes that it has just with the remote control. Now for the remote control, I like to use the American DJ or the relation remote that came with, and I also use, we'll use DMX or whatnot. But for some simple events, this is going to be a great light because unlike a traditional power, it has a little bit of a wider beam, and I'll be able to do the remote control. Plus, you can actually see some of the patterns in the background, and again, that's built in. It's got some really fun patterns. Let's check a couple of them out. So again, you're going to be able to see that I can actually control, again, just like all the other lights, I can control the RGB value and select whichever ones I want. So it's pretty cool. Definitely look on your iPhone for one of the little apps where you can select the color and it'll give you the RGB value, because then you can punch it in right then and there. Pretty neat, I thought. You have, of course, your sound active, which I haven't set the sensitivity too high. That's not a big deal. You can set these for master and slave. Don't need to worry about that. The only difference on this one is, of course, the flash. Usually with the other one, if I hit the flash on and off on the little remote, it would go from flashing to regular. And this one, it only opts for the flash option, and then you hit plus and minus to choose, and then to shut off the flash, you don't hit the flash button again, but you just scroll up to 0, 0. And of course, you know, you can do this in whatever color you want. So if I want to flash, you know, with a nice purple, well, I can do that. Now, I know it's really hard to see because the camera, for some reason, doesn't capture it like it should, but just like the other lights, this strobe's hella fast. Okay? You have your auto run program. And then let's go to select programs, and we're going to start from the very beginning. I can also select the speed as well. See how it's going there? I'm just going to go ahead and take it down to around 90, or 89, 90, whatever. So we have a nice little program there. You have your standard programs, right, that it goes from one to the other or whatever it is. That's, I guess, a slower version. So again, different standard, these are regular programs, these aren't color programs. But here's where it gets neat. Because each one of these little pixels can be individually mapped, this is where the programs turn out really cool. Let's speed this up just a bit. There we go. Okay, so you have one of these as well. We got more. And this sucker's bright too, by the way. Red, green, blue. Oh, look at that! Right, right, huh? And it's totally going to be worth piggybacking these. Here's another one. And this is purely eye candy, just watching these lights change color. Even though they mostly turn, mostly looks white on the wall, at least on the camera. Now this is pretty neat too. There's another one. Let's go to another one. Just different pattern combos. Okay, now that we're getting to the double digits, I think these are a little bit more exciting. Okay, now I'm not sure if you can really tell. Let me fix the aperture a little bit. They're slightly dim, but it's got one slightly brighter, so you'll notice the shadows on the wall. Okay, here's another one. Again, same type, but just different, I guess array or whatever. Again, just absolutely crazy good. This one's pretty trippy. I mean, just tons of color everywhere. Again, and this was just purely eye candy to look at, if you can look straight into it. Now, of course, you have your individual one, which again, it's a lot brighter than it shows on the camera, but I had to kick the aperture down so you could enjoy looking directly into this one. Some really cool patterns here. I wonder if there's an, I wish they had, I wonder if the auto run scrolls through the channel or the different shows. I have no idea, but that'd be kind of neat. Again, continuing on from there. And again, this is the kind of light that you could just, you know, set it to the channel mode in DMX where you can, instead of making individual shows, you can just recall from these. But if you want absolute total control, you want to go to the full channel mode where you can control each individual LED pixel. A lot of creative thought into the programming here. There are some very complex programs when you watch all of them. And again, we're at 21 and still we have tons of different options here. And we're back to 01. And of course, you know, you can set your address from here if you want to. Right now it's a AA0 or DMX address 0. You can select it as a master or slave. Auto run, and of course blackout. With the handy dandy American DJ remote or Elation remote, but they're essentially the same. Make sure you get the RGB, not the RGBW remote. So again, that's the American DJ Tri60. Love this light. Relatively lightweight considering the size of it. It's a cool light. I can't wait to try it in action. You're actually going to see some of the clips coming up because today is... What is today? Today's Tuesday. And I have an event on Saturday. So by the time you see this video, it'll be showing the clips from Saturday's event. Real simple event, but it's going to have 2 of these for the quad scans. It's going to look great. Can't wait to see how it turns out. You'll be able to check that out in just a second.